Guys, here's the challenge. We've all heard about 30-day abs, but what about a 30-day swing? So let me lay out the challenge. 200 balls, 100 putts, every day for 30 days. Record all the results. Did I get better? Did I not get better? Did it actually help? So I know what you're thinking, hitting endless amount of balls is not going to improve my golf, and I completely agree. So there's got to be quality controls in there that's going to help as well. I'm going to break down the 200 balls, so that's going to be 60 wedges, 40 short irons, 40 long irons, and then 60 woods to finish off. Each one has to have a pre-shot routine, each one has to have something to work on, be it trying to neutralise my swing path, or trying to work on my connection, or centerness of strike, so I'm not wasting time and I'm getting the most out of every single ball I hit. So let's not forget about the putting as well. I showed you the rail in my last video, and actually that's going to really help on here on the range, because I'm going to be hitting a lot of golf balls, and actually it'll be able to break up in between the different segments, so like the wedges, the short irons, long irons and drivers, for my body to recover. Because we're not going, well, we hope we don't hit 200 shots out on the golf course, so there's no point actually practicing it on the driving range. So what do I actually want to get out of this 30-day marathon of hitting balls? One, I lose a lot of height in my backswing, so I really want to sort that out because it's not helping me transfer my weight on the way through. So trying to keep my height is definitely going to help me hitting the ball out the middle, which again is going to help my smash factor, which means the ball flight is going to be a lot more purer. Number two, still got a massive in to out swing path, so if we don't neutralise it or at least get it to somewhere around a fade, that's the goal I'm hoping for. I'm trying to get a much straighter ball flight, because when it's windy and when it's difficult out there, it's so much more easier to control. Not worried about distance, not worried about club head speed, because I've got quite a bit of that, so if I see some reductions then I won't really be that bothered. So how am I actually going to measure this? Well, I've got the flight scope here on the floor, because obviously it's actually pitch black here, so actually I can't see anything past 30 yards, so I can't actually see the ball flight. Now I'm limited by the amount of hours I work in the shop here at the golf club, also my lessons as well, so I've got a couple of days off a week, but also it kind of eats into that as well. So in the winter, when I haven't got much daylight, this is the best plan I've got to keep me motivated, to keep me going, to still provide content for you guys, because it's difficult when it's this dark all the time. And I think this is the best way of using my time going forward. So yeah, so I'll record all the results on the flight scope. I'm going to be looking at swing path, club face at impact, smash factor, my fatigue level, so how I felt at the start of the week, the first week, second week, third week, fourth week, how am I actually getting fitter? Do I find that towards the end of the 200 balls, am I actually getting any better? All that kind of stuff. And it's really important, each day I'm going to be writing this down in my diary. So each day I'm going to be writing down what was good, what was bad, a swing thought, which is really important, so that if I find something that really works, I write it down so I don't forget it the next day. And basically trying to keep it as positive as possible. So at the end of the 30 days, I've got these videos, which is great, but also I can look back through my diary and go, this worked because of this. And it's really important, especially for you guys, if you find something out on the golf course that works for you, write it down, because I'm telling you now, you're going to forget it, and you'll come back in a month later, you'll find that feeling again, and you go, why did I not use that? So write it down. That's definitely my top tip. Okay guys, there you have it. That is the challenge that I've set out. I think it's going to be the best way I could get a heads up on my competition, because I've got to work harder than everyone else, but at the same time I've still got a job, still got to do a bit of teaching, and under the circumstances I think this is the best way I can use my time efficiently. Challenge goes start on Monday. I'm now recording this on Friday, so after the weekend. 30 days, I think it'll finish on Tuesday the 20th December, and I'll do weekly reviews, a monthly review, and just to say what went well, what could have been better, did I actually improve over those 30 days, and then obviously the results of when I started now to then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit 10 wedge shots, 10 9 irons, 10 5 irons, and then my driver. I'm going to show you guys my stats at the moment, and then it'd be good to keep, well, I'll keep recording the stats as we go along, and then we can see if I am getting any better. using the data.
So guys, what we're going to do is watch me hit 5 wedges, 5 9-irons, 5 irons and then 5 drives, just to give us a bit of an idea of how I'm hitting it at the start of this challenge. I cut it down from 10 because, to be honest, it was boring for me to watch, so it's definitely going to be boring for you guys to watch. So I cut it down to 5. It still gives us a rough idea. So I'm hitting my wedge here. Now, one thing to mention, hitting range balls, and also our driving range is uphill. So a few of these shots are going to be a bit shorter, especially with the 5-iron and driver, because obviously they're going to be hitting the deck a bit quicker than my wedge and my 9-iron. So with the wedge, you can see how much curvature I'm actually getting with the ball flight, especially right to left. And with a wedge that's got so much loft, it just shows how much in to out I'm actually coming. I mean, it's saying 6 degrees strike direction in to out at the moment. So you can see that's why I'm struggling, especially when we get to the higher irons like my 5-iron and especially my driver. The curvature is just off the planet, and this means that it's purely down to timing, whether the ball can start on target. I'm almost having to hook it at the moment back in on target, and when I'm under pressure playing at tournaments, it just doesn't work. So that's why I'm after a much more neutral ball flight. Now, these 9-irons I'm hitting now, somewhere more in the region of where I want to be at. I was trying to really come across the ball, trying to hit a fade, and you can still see that I'm hooking it and getting that right to left, into out swing path. So it's going to be something to work on. I've got a few drills, a few training aids I'm going to be using, trying to get that more neutral swing path, and also having a lesson next week with my coach, which should definitely help and get rid of that massive hook that I just hit there, because it's just devastational. I can hit a lot of good stuff, but if you have one of that in a tournament, it just writes off your card. So another thing that I want to work on is trying to keep my posture and my stance in my backswing. So you watch here with my 5-iron. In the way back, you'll see the way my head dips on the way down. This just loses height, and it means I actually have to jerk up and out of the swing on the way down, which means it's going to affect the way I'm hitting it, the way I'm striking it out in the middle. So that's something I definitely want to work on, because I want to be a consistent golfer that can consistently hit a ball around a golf course, even when I'm under pressure. So I'm getting decent distances with my 5-iron. I've been hitting my long irons pretty well. I'd probably say 5-iron does about 190 to 200, something like that, if I hit it well. And to be honest, I think because of the 5-iron longer irons, you give yourself a bit more of a target to work with. Like that one, for example, that was good. I can get away with it. Now, viewer discretion advised with the drivers. Any young kids should not watch this, because this, ladies and gentlemen, is horrendous. The driver, Jesus. Just look how far right that starts at the target. That's why I'm struggling, especially at tighter golf courses. There's no point being able to hit it a long way. I mean, these drives are going uphill, 250, 260. That's gone. That's A339 down the road. So you can see why I'm struggling. You can see why I'm having to hit irons off tees, because this is just crushing my game at the moment. So you see I get it back on target there. That's because I've had to close the club face so much that it starts enough left or to the right of the target, but then spins back in. So you're hitting these low hooky ones, which just isn't good enough. So that's what I'm going to work on. That's where we're going. And right, let's sum up the video.
Guys, if you like the idea of the challenge, then give this video a thumbs up. If you want to follow my progress, then please hit that subscribe button. And I will catch you guys later. Wish me luck.